So first of all, welcome everyone for this interview preparation Employee Central series guide, and we will be discussing today. The main topic is focusing on our data model for the questions we have. And before that, as I said, people who are participating in any kind of a certification for Employee Central, there is a change in certification topic areas. If you are following old pattern, it is very difficult. Okay, so you have to focus on the recent pattern where we have EC core having more than 50% of the questions, where your EC core and data model reference guide, those are the core guides you need to follow. At the same time, position management also very important for all of you. Okay, which is important. Okay, almost 20% questions will be coming from here. And most important part is this is a tricky one where you'll be getting a passage where you will be having some scenarios. Based on that, you'll be asked multiple questions on HR transaction and approval of self-service. Unless you have not done any hands-on in the system, very difficult to answer these questions, to be honest. Okay. So these are the things, people who want specific help for this, people who are participating in SuccessFactor Employee Central specific certification, you can connect with me one-on-one. And today's session will be more of an interactive, and I will similar concept, because when I say interview questions, so you have to follow the similar kind of pattern also. Okay, same preparation level is needed. So we will start with that. Hope that will be a kind of a crash course for all of you. And certification definitely requires different strategy, but we will be also focusing on that in a separate session. Okay, hope that is clear. And with that, we will start with today's session. uh, my just a minute. Session, this is visible, the presentation is visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it visible, presentation?
Yes, NILADRI, it's visible.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks. Okay, so let's then get started. Okay, and if anyone would like to attempt those answers, okay, then you can raise your hand, or you can simply I will allow you to answer as well. Okay, so let it be interactive. I have both question and answer, and today's focus of this session is primarily the data model, because data model is a very important topic in SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central. So I want everybody to be master. Okay, so let's see how much we can answer in short period of time. Okay. Okay, so then let's start with the first question. What do you mean by data model in SuccessFactors Employee Central? Why it is needed? Anyone would like to answer? There is no right and wrong answer. You just attempt. That is most important part. Then I will also answer you. You can raise your hand. Anyone would like to answer? What is a data model in EC and why it is needed?
I think data models define the structure for the data. So it's more like a box in which we fit different sorts of data into, based on whatever data we have, segregation of data, and, for that we
Yeah.
use data models.
Yes. So your answer is very close to that. Thanks for answering that, Joshna, right?
NILADRI?
This is, yeah. Anyone would
Yes.
like to add?
No, I'm just checking. Is it technical data model? Your, answer is something, XML. Are we talking about? There is,
Yes. Same thing only we are
yeah,
talking about. Yeah. So you just
mm,
try
mm,
to attempt. Yeah. Anything you would like to add?
yeah. No, there is a data model, so which used to be, because now it's all MDF. Because before that, it was a data model where XML changes we used to make it. That's a data model.
Yes.
Job
Yes.
data models or workflow.
Yeah. So previously, people who have worked for 5 years back in SuccessFactors, there were seven plus varieties of data models were there. But now it has been consolidated into four. Okay, we will come to that. Okay, but you're right. So there were a lot of other data models as well. Okay, but that we will discuss shortly. Okay, but here what the question asked is, in general, what is the meaning of a data model, and why it is required, okay, in success factor employee central. Okay, so here the answer, obvious answer will be what? Okay, so why we need data model? So basically, in general, suppose it's just like Joshna has mentioned, it's a kind of structure. We always want everything to be structured, everything to be organized. Okay, all the, if people who are coming from computer science background or basic of database, if you are recalling, right, we have an entities and attributes. Okay, so entities can be your employee, it can be your employee, any job related data. Okay, attributes are nothing but the characteristics of those entities, right? So how those are interconnected with each other, right? So that is why we need a data model. It's a kind of a blueprint or a formal structure where everything is structured, organized, and interrelated with each other. Okay, entities and attributes. Okay, so that these elements, whatever the elements you will be having, okay, they will be connecting with each other. What are the relationship between each other, right? So that is why that is the general concept of a data model. But when it comes to success factor, how employee data and organizational data, okay, how they are structured, how they are organized, okay, within the system, right? So that is why we require, that is a, you need a data model. Okay, so it will be helping you, it will defining you the building blocks, okay, of your entire HR data and their relationships. Okay, so that is the concept of a data model. And when it comes to success factor, okay, as we are currently focusing on the employee central, we are talking about the data model specific to the employee central. Okay, so that is the concept here, how these are connected with each other, right? Now why we require it? So there are different concepts because we require always a consistency. Okay, this is an important question even I ask during any interviews of employee central, why we require a data model. Okay, so general people fail to answer it, but this is answer is very simple. We require consistency of the data, how data is captured, stored in your employee central, right? So that your proper reporting can be done. Okay, that is why we call it standardization. Okay, we require consistency because employee central is the master for your entire your single source of truth for employee data across SAP success factors. Okay, so for the reason standardization is necessary. Okay, so that is the first point. Second point is data integrity. So you must have seen there are concept of a primary key, concept of a required field or mandatory field. There are defined rules and validations. Okay, so with that, data integrity is maintained. Okay, so that is the second point why we require a data model. Okay, data integrity is maintained via your data model. Okay, that is the second point. Third point is efficiency. Okay, so why? What do you mean by efficiency? Because our data is structured, okay, logically they are connected with each other, we can retrieve the data to a reports easily, right? So that is why efficiency is also an important point whenever you are considering a data model. Okay, this is the third point. Fourth point is integrations. You might be knowing that in success factor, almost every module is integrated with employee central because employees data is the core data, okay, in SAP SuccessFactor, and it requires a unified view of employee data whenever you are connecting to any module. So let's say you are talking about performance management, okay, definitely employee data should be there. Otherwise, how would you rate someone in the system? right? You are going to LMS data. Okay, suppose you're assigning a learning program or training program to an employee. Without employee data, you cannot have that, right? So for that reason, integrations also one of the key foundation. Okay, so that also data model will be forming that. It will be helping you integrating with success factor internal modules as well as in any external systems. Okay, you can connect with each other. Okay, so the fourth point is customization. Any kind of customization you are doing, okay, so you require right core structure. Okay, so your data model only will be helping you to do that. Okay, so that is, so these are key things you have to remember why we require data model. Data model, people work day in and day out in the beginning of the implementations. Okay, so but these are the principles why we require a data model. Okay, so anyone would like to add anything here before we go to the next question, or is it any questions here, any doubts?
I
No.
mean, there is no set definition for this one, Niladri, right? For the data model. So there is technical part and then.
Huh. So data model by definition, if you say that, you can say how the data or your attributes, how the entities and attributes are connected with each other. Okay, that is in general definition. Okay, as I said. Okay, other than that, we have this is a generic definition I talked about. Okay, otherwise, specific to Employee Central, you can say that how EC data has been connected, how EC different data in EC or entire success factor connected with each other. What is the relationship between each and every objects, okay, in SAP SuccessFactor, right? So that is defined by the data model. Okay, so that is the fundamental definition, okay, of data model. Okay, and you can say it's a blueprint. You can say some people gave how your data is structured, how data is organized, how data is interrelated with each other, right? That is a fundamental definition, not only for success factor. If you suppose to you're working a supply chain, okay, or finance or any other module, okay, any other functions, concept of data model is same, but the data objects are different there. Okay, object or entities and attributes are different. So here we talk about employee, organization, job. There are different objects or entities attributes are talking about. Okay, but if you go to finance, they'll talk about cost center, profit center. Okay, if you talk about supply chain management, they will be talking about there are different other objects, right? But the concept foundation is same. Data model concept is same, but how they are examples are different because we're talking about employee central. We will focus on
Mhm.
employee, job, organization, object. These are the different objects we will be talking about. Okay,
So
is
let's
it clear?
say somebody, yeah, someone is, I mean, if someone is saying that, okay, suction data model or corporate data model, if if
Hmm.
if somebody is answering with those
Hmm.
elements,
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
interviewer expectation something, to talk about this generic one, w-
Huh,
is
huh.
it fair to, say that, their expectation is correct or my understanding is correct? So if I'm talking
Yes.
about the
So
suction data.
yes. So that is how we're defining it. So here we talked about two types of object, right? Employee object and organization object, right? So
Mm,
now
mm,
that
mm,
will be my follow-up question. Okay. So I have a
mm,
follow-up question for all of you. So what are the this is the benefits about which you already talked about a little bit. Okay, data accuracy. What are the key benefits? Okay, streamlined HR processes, reporting analytics capabilities, simplified integrations. Whatever you already talked about, just enhanced version why we require a data model. So this is some of the key benefits of a data model. Now the follow-up question will be how many data models are there in the employee central? Okay, so here you can the answer will be your those four types of data model. Okay, if it is organization related, then it is a corporate data model. Okay, if it is employee related, like a personal or employment information related, then it will be succession data model. So at present, as we speak, okay, we have four major varieties of data model. If the interviewer is asking, give an example, right? So then you can give an example like, okay, so these are the four data models. So primarily two only, corporate and succession data model. Okay, then again further bifurcation based on the country or a localization. Okay. So section will be all about your employee related data, personal or employment information. If it is organization related, like your departments, division, job codes, and everything, okay, that will be a corporate data model. Okay, so these are four varieties of data model you can always talk about during an interview process. Okay, definitely this is a must question in your certification as well as your interview. Okay, people who are asking, taking into employee central interview, they may ask question in examples. People are more concerned about the examples. What are the different objects? Okay, we do have in a respective data model. Okay, so you have to always tell the definition with an example. Okay, is it clear this part? Anyone like to
Yes.
add anything? Okay, great. So now who will be going to answer this one? This is a similar question, but maybe some more difference people can talk about. Anyone? What is the difference
Okay,
between corporate?
Corporate data
Yeah.
model is something org. Yeah, corporate
Mhm,
data model something talks about org structure, and a section data model talks about employee data.
mhm. Okay. Any
Okay,
other
so
more difference? Okay. So this one I will be keeping suspense. Okay. I will answer in the last. So there are more differences other than the definition. Okay. Just to remind me towards the end, I will discuss. Okay. Okay. So you might have seen there is something called document type definitions. Okay. DTDs. Okay. What do you understand by that? In implementation guide or somewhere we might have seen the term called document type definitions in Employee Central.
NILADRI usually
Yeah, sorry.
Uh, yeah,
you go
please
ahead.
go ahead. Anyone would like.
Okay, these NILADRI, when we are actually downloading the corporate data model, we are we are advised to store the changes in the same file where the DTD file is saved, so that when we upload it again after the changes, it won't corrupt the or it won't have any issues.
Okay. Yes. So basically, document type definitions or DTDs again. So whenever you're downloading any data model, it is advisable not to change the name of anything. Okay. Or there will be also, if you go to the inside the XML document also, okay, you will be finding, okay, if you have opened using Notepad++, okay, or any other your editor, okay, if you go there, okay, you will be finding that there will be a definition, okay, called document type definitions. Okay, so the document type definitions, okay, so it will say that this is a type of document which is for corporate data model. This is a definition for your succession data model. Okay, so that is how they are, the naming convention or the name has been given to that particular document type. Okay, nothing more than that. Okay, so but there's a formal answer to it. I have kept it answer in a different way. Okay, but that is what you have mentioned, very close answer, very closely to that, very close answer to that, right? So document type definition in general, it's a technical term. We call it DTDs. Okay, and these are to identify which kind of document, okay, we are having. The data model is belonging to what kind of document types, right? So that is what we call it as a DTDs. Okay, so again, we don't have to do too much changes here. Okay, but if you go to your implementation guide, okay, you will find the definitions of this DTDs and all. Okay, okay, so that is the thing here. Now the next one is a repeat question. Can anyone give an examples of some of the objects of corporate data model?
National ID.
National ID to some extent, yeah. So definitely, but if you are country specific, then it will go to the country specific corporate data model, by the way. Okay. Any other examples?
Job
Legal
entry.
entities,
Which one?
Company code, business unit,
legal entities,
Legal entities, yeah, yeah, yeah.
division,
Anything
department.
Yes, yes. Anything related to the organization, you
Okay.
can blindly tell them. Okay. Anything
Okay.
related to the organization objects, you can tell that. Yeah. Okay. Very good answers. What is the purpose of the propagation? Okay. This is a relatively tricky one, but I always ask this question in my interview whenever I take an interview. You might have heard about this word. Can anyone give an example?
This question I saw in the dumps in NILADRI.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. What is the answer? This is an important question in certification as well as interviews.
Propagation, Niladri, is more like where, for example, job code is there, and then once you select job code, a lot of information like job classification, pay range, and all this comes from there. So it's kind of if you want to automatically get the information from that selecting that one field, it kind of comes under it comes under propagation, right?
Exactly, exactly. You have given the right example. Okay. The definition of it is, so propagation, what does it mean? Propagation means in SuccessFactors Employee Central, automatic update of the related fields of a record when a change is made to a specific field. If you're changing a particular field, automatically the respective fields will be automatically updated. Okay. So let's say you are very relevant example is a position. Okay. So let's say you are hiring an employee for a particular position, let's say senior manager or a vice president. Okay. As soon as you pick the position, you might have seen automatically the respective fields are auto populated, right? So it could be a compensation information, it could be job information, it could be, okay. So there are again different varieties of propagation, which I will not talk about now. In the upcoming series, I will talk about that. There is a concept of a forward propagation. Okay. Whenever you are updating data in compensation, it will update your employee central as well, right? So when I say propagation, if you are changing a particular field, automatically the related fields will be automatically updated. Okay. So that is the meaning of a propagation. And what is the benefit of it? It will save the time. Okay. So as an HR, okay, it will save your time. Okay. You don't have to, also the data consistency. Okay. So data maintenance will be proper. Okay. So you don't have to again look back, okay, whether the everything data is correct or not. So if the data is maintained centrally for a particular object, the relative fields will be automatically updated. Okay. So that is the benefit of a propagation. Okay. Okay. So now some application question. I think people who have seen the data model, they can answer it. This is also a certification question, by the way. How do you make a field, particular field in corporate data model mandatory?
In XML file and all, we can make it true.
Yes. Would you like to proceed further in the XML? What things you have to do? Give an example, please, if possible.
Like if we want to make something as required, then we have to go to that.
Yes.
I'm not getting the correct word, but go
No,
to
no,
that.
no. You answered. You answered correctly. The answer is required only. Okay. For
Yes.
any field you like to make it mandatory, make it required. Okay.
Yes.
So that is the answer. Okay. It's not only the corporate data model, any data model. Okay. If you would like to make any field mandatory, okay, make it required. Okay. So that is the answer only. Okay. Great. So now the next question. How does the country specific corporate data model work? This is a theoretical question. Okay. But anyone would like to give an example and explain it?
More of job related objects, specific to job related or country specific or position
I
related.
think country-specific data
Can you?
model is more specific to a particular information related to like national ID or
Yes.
Aadhaar card,
Like
national
any
ID information.
countries,
For example, for India, it is Aadhaar card. For US, it is
Yeah.
a different
Social
number,
security.
social
Social security
security.
number.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it varies from country to country, but it's a mandatory
Mhm.
field to raise the employee sort of
Mhm.
a thing. Or, it's a critical information. So
Exactly.
country specific,
Exactly.
the field change. I mean, for India, it's a
Mhm.
different field. For example, PAN card is a
Mhm.
number that we associate in India, right?
Mhm.
Similarly, TIN number in some other countries. So it changes from country to country. So it's all
Exactly. Hmm. Mostly the compliance related fields, whatever you'll be having, or any kind of local regulations, okay, specific to a job, okay, for a particular localization or a country, okay, as you have given examples, okay, from different countries. For USA, it could be social security number, right? So for
Niladri,
any,
one quick question, Niladri here.
yeah,
If you're
please go
talking
ahead.
about SSN number or any other, that goes to the employee record, right? No, so then it becomes a succession data model, country
Huh,
specific
huh.
succession data model object, right?
Hmm,
Is it not?
hmm, hmm. Huh.
Is it
So
not?
you are right. So basically, country specific corporate data model, here you have to talk about only on the job related information. Okay, so whenever you are giving an example, right, it has to be job organization or job specific. Okay, if you're talking about anything specific to your person specific, okay, so if it's a person specific, then that will be going to the your country specific
Succession.
succession data model. Okay, so you be very careful. There is a thin line of difference between these two. Okay, so if you're talking about anything related to country specific, okay, so let's say you require a specific ID or a specific job related information in a particular country, okay, for so then you have to talk about that example. Okay, if you're talking about any employee specific, okay, person.
Your voice is breaking, Niladri. You can't hear you anything.
I can't hear anything, Niladri.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Might be some network issue at his end.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has some network issues, I guess.
How are you, Sanjay sir? Sam, how are you? Anwar?
Hello, Sama. Yes, good.
Long time after.
Yes.
How is your preparation going?
Till there.
That dumps was very much unexpected questions I saw on that,
Yep.
but I was unable to answer on that.
Yeah, we'll do it together. We have to.
Sure.
Hi
I
Sam,
have.
how are you?
I am good, sir. Prince Saab, how are
Yes,
you?
Ranjan.
I'm good. I just moved to the US last week.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Hi Osama,
I'm good, sir. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Great.
लगता है नीलाद्री की कनेक्शन लूज हो गई.
I think so.
Usually dials back. It
Yeah,
happens sometimes, right? Yeah.
Maybe he's restarting or something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Do anyone here are preparing for certification attempts? It seems like Sam, me and you are just preparing for that.
I think Ravi want to say something. Yes,
No,
Ravi.
not me. No, not me. Not me. That's what I want to say. That's it.
Okay.
At least you have someone to talk.
Hello. Sorry, I got disconnected for a while. Just a minute. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
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 Okay. Okay. Sorry. So let me share my screen.
How are you, Niladri?
Yeah. All good. We are back.
Yeah. I'm standing and doing the class actually. I don't have anything in my home now.
Oh, so hope you're settled in US.
Yeah, I just came back last week.
Okay, great. Nice to know that. Hope it will take some time
Yeah,
to
thank you.
settle and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll connect to you separately sometime.
No problem. We will connect. Okay,
Okay.
offline. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue with that. So let me go to the next question. So there are certain questions. I will give it a homework. I will not answer. I will not be expecting the answers now. Okay. So this one I want you to research and answer me. Okay. Like what are the key things you have to consider whenever you're customizing? Okay. Any corporate data model. Also, this question will be uploaded in the platform. Okay. And you take your time. Okay. 2 to 3 days, or if you time to more than that, take your time, but answer them. Okay, I have curated all these questions based on the experience from my other students as well, right? So hope it will, I will be also providing the answers to whom, people who are submitting this. Okay, so everybody will not be given the answers. Okay, so you try it. Okay, so now let's come to the scenario based question. This is very similar question only, but I'm asking in a different way. Okay, so let's say your company is expanding to a new country. Okay, let's say it's a rollout project. Already you have implemented it in two or three countries. Now another two or three are going to be added. Okay, so you're supposed to, you're AC consultant. Okay, and you are supposed to extend that to those countries. Okay, so what will be your approach? Okay, anyone would like to contribute to this question? What is the answer? What are the changes you will be doing in the system, or what are the things you will be asking to the business? What are the things you'll be updating in your workbook? Okay, the question can be anything in the same line, but the idea is how do you add, or what will be your approach whenever your company is expanding to a new country?
We have
And
to
let's say,
include those country specific fields in the XML data model and upload it.
yes, that is a straightforward answers. Okay, but the approach, whenever I say, I have also seen some countries during sometimes what happens, there are very small countries also. So let's say your company is having global presence. The country may not be agreeing to use success factor. Okay, due to obvious reason. Let's say they are having only 20-30 employees. Okay, I have came across similar scenario. Okay, then it is perfectly fine. Okay, so that you will be having, in that case you will not be able to implement employee central there. They will continue in their legacy system. Okay, but wherever the company is ready, organization is ready, and we have a your localization is available for that country, right? You might be knowing there are 100 plus countries. Success factor is a precise number. We need to check the implementation guide, but there are more than 100 countries. Okay, where Employee Central is, applicable. Okay, the localization is applicable, right? So definitely you have to update those country specific data model fields and upload it and extend it. You don't need a external consultant for this because it is a kind of a rollout project. Okay, you can roll out to a multiple countries based on your requirement. Okay, so the answer is this one. Okay, to be specific, this is the answer. You need to modify the country specific corporate data model, download it from admin center, edit it, or directly also these days you can edit it. Okay, and whatever the new fields required, you can edit it there, upload, or you can directly edit here also. Both options are available. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, okay. So now the next question in the corporate data model again. Let's say you want to create a new foundation object known as a sub department. Okay, and how do you approach it? Let's say you're having department, but the client says we also need a sub department. Okay, so how do you create it? Okay, what is the process? You don't have to give me the transaction, but tell me, how would you approach it?
Is it making by parent child link or something?
Parent child. So parent will be what? Is a department?
Department.
Yeah. Okay.
And child will be the sub department.
Sub department. Yeah, that is you're talking about the association. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are partially correct. Okay, but the first forward answer is, so you have to first of all add a new HRIS element. Okay, you have to assign those, define those fields and attributes, whatever things you are telling. Then you have to make that association. Okay, so you are also right. So that is second step. Okay, so you have to make, okay, association between the parent and child department, which sub departments will be part of the which department, right? Then that will be the answer. Okay, so this complements your answer. You have to add a new HRIS element, by the way, okay, in the corporate data model, and the respective fields and attributes you have to update that XML, okay, back to the system. Then you maintain your associations, parent-child relations, say whatever you want. Okay, so that is the perfect answer. Okay,
Niladri,
great.
just a small
Yeah,
doubt here.
yeah,
So
yeah, please,
basically,
please.
when we're answering for interviews, is it expected that we use these keywords like HRIS element and all that? Because that is that what the interviewer looks for, or is that the overall theoretical answer is something which I want to know? Because if you're telling them, yeah,
Yes, yes. To be specific, the interviewer will be looking for technical terminologies, because if it's a technical round interview, especially the first round of interviews are generally technical rounds. Okay, so in that case, you have to talk about the technical terminology, foundation object, HRIS element. Okay, fields, attributes, at least these terms would be there in your answers. Okay, so interviewer will be happy if you are having saying these answers, because these are specific terminologies in Employee Central. We frequently use it, right? So it is better to remember these specific terms and answer them accordingly. That is my point of view. Okay, so but if you are making sense with an example, then that is fine. Okay, but it is better to have a specific answer to, yeah. Okay, hope that
oh,
answers.
yeah, it does.
Okay, okay, great, great. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Next one is, this is done. So this is a very common question. So whatever fields you require, whatever things you do it, definitely HR department sometimes they comes back, they want some custom field. Okay, so let's say the custom field is the HR department is asking there should be a custom field called willingness to relocate. Okay, so and let's say this field is not available in general standard employee central. Okay, then how do you add this new custom field to your corporate data model? What is your approach?
In manage business configuration, we can create a new custom field.
That is an answer. Yeah, great. Anything else? Suppose you're talking about that is also can be done. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to do it in a data model also, okay, so you can edit, okay, in the XML. Okay, you can add there also. Okay, so there are two approaches. Okay, so either way you can do it. Okay, so the idea is it should be visible, okay, to the customer, okay, or the employee who is filling up the employee profile or people profile. Okay, willingness to relocate, okay, or willingness to okay, you can try it. Okay, you can one of you can volunteer and you can try it out in your system. Okay, and you can update in the platform. Okay, but this is how there are multiple way of doing it. Okay, but when you say if the question is asked, okay, if I'm not giving any hint, okay, new custom field, right, it can be anything. You can do it just like you have mentioned, or you can use the corporate data model. If I'm asking specific to corporate data model, okay, then this will be your answer. Okay, in the how do you edit a particular field in the new custom field in the XML. Okay, inside the HRIS element, respective answers you can give it. Otherwise, manage business configurations just like you have mentioned. That is also, if I'm not asking specific to data model, okay, that is also an answer. That is the way you can do it. Okay. Next one is an easy one. Suppose you want to make some fields to be editable, not editable, or you want to change the visibility, right? How do you approach it? By the way, these questions are also applicable for succession data model. Okay. Although I'm asking it for corporate data model.
In
Where do I change
XML
it?
file, we can make
Yes.
it
Visibility attribute, yes
True.
or no?
true.
Yes. Right. So in the visibility field, okay, visibility is the attribute, okay, of the field, and you can set up like a view or none or both, okay, based on that your requirement, customer requirement, and these things also should be updated in your workbook as well. Okay, so in the workbook it must be there. At the same time, these things should be updated in your data model as well. Okay, so this is a very straightforward answer. Okay, so now related to an error. So let's say while updating a foundation object, okay, somehow uh, you found an error, okay, and that foundation object value needs to be deleted. Okay, it happens, it may happen, right? As a consultant, okay, or as an administrator, if you're doing something, it may happen, you may have to delete that foundation object. Okay, so what will be your approach, okay, to safely delete that foundation object value? It could be a certification question as well.
Ladri, I learned from you that as a consultant, do not delete anything.
You remembered it, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. So you are genius, you remembered. Okay, so answer is same only. Okay, I always told, okay, to delete a foundation object value, set its status to inactive. Okay, make it inactive rather than deleting or directly, or if you already have used somewhere and all, right? To avoid data inconsistency, the best practice is always make it inactive. Okay, so that is the safest way, okay, as a best practice. Okay, and check for any dependency and relationship before making any changes. Okay, so that is the best way. Okay, so there are multiple ways, but best way as a best practice is to make it inactive. Okay, so that's the way, because you suppose it has been already used somewhere and all, right? You never know. Okay, if it is a creating press, you did mistake and all, you may delete it. Okay, but as an ideal practice, okay, if you're going to a support project, okay, do not delete anything. Okay, so because you never know what are the other dependencies or the relationships, in which business rules that object may be called. Okay, so you never know. For that reason, it's always to make it inactive rather than the deleting it. Okay, so that's the best way.
Yeah, like the same.
That's a
Nadi, the same question I was while I was practicing the dumps. The same question appears. What if you want to delete the entry, and the option was inactive, delete, or none, and something. I luckily pressed the inactive, and then the answer was correct.
correct. Okay, so I think you clear certification is, or you're still, you completed your certifications.
Not now, not now. I am just
Okay.
practicing.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay. Okay, so the next question related to succession data model. It is very similar, so I will not be repeating. Okay, so the way we have asked question related to the corporate data model, very similar questions. Okay, so here also, let's say HR department wants a custom field to capture employee certifications. Okay, how would you add a custom field? Very similar. So I will not be repeating the same thing. So similarly, you have to go to the data model and a relevant HRIS element. You have to define it and you have to add it. Okay, so similar approach. So the next question is, this is a very tricky question. What is an example of a background element I could have asked? Okay, but I have given an example here. Okay, can anyone like to tell? I already told about it in my past sessions. How would you add a new background element in the succession data model? Anyone would like to try?
I know how to add it from manage business configuration.
Okay, great. Yeah, that is one of the answer. Yeah, that is definitely you can do it. Okay, so basically, directly you can do that manage business configuration if you're doing it. From there also you can do it. Otherwise, you can also do in the XML as well. So easiest way to do that manage business configuration. Otherwise, you can also do the same. It will, because it will hit the same field. Okay, so no worries. Okay, so that is the same answer. You have to add it in a XML or manage business configuration. Both way you can do it. Okay. Okay. So now this question is for an example of a dynamic role. Okay, so let's say your organization is having a workflow. These are all based on your dynamic roles. So how do you create a dynamic role in the corporate data model?
Do we create dynamic group
Uh-huh.
and then assign?
Dynamic group is different, role is different, but approach is similar. Yeah.
Deep.
Okay, I'm answering them. So basically, whenever you are defining any roles, what are the things you will be defining? The object, who will be, what kind of an approver type, okay, and what are the kind of conditions, okay, in that dynamic role will be having it. Okay, so these are three things you will be looking at whenever you are defining a dynamic role. Dynamic group also very similar, okay, as you have mentioned. Okay, it's very similar approach you will be following it. Okay, so that is something you can create in the data model itself. Okay, so you define the object, what kind of approver it will be, okay, and what kind of conditions. So when I say conditions, like in which conditions it will be your approval will be done. Okay, so those details. Okay, so that is something we have to look after. Okay, dynamic role, dynamic group. So you may be asked a question also. I have not asked, but what is the difference between dynamic role and dynamic? That maybe I will be asking in the next question, next session. Okay, be prepared for that. Okay. The next one is a custom filter. Okay, suppose you're having a talent search functionality. How do you add a custom filter? This is also a practical question. Okay, so how do you add it? Where is the option in the success factor, employee central, where you can basically add a custom filter? For this kind of questions, generally, unless you have not done a hands-on, okay, very difficult. Okay, so what I will do, I will give the answers. I will give the answers now, but when you go to the system, you can review these questions and again you can go there. Okay, so I will be going back to that question. Let me go there. Where is that question? So there is an option in your data model itself, okay, to add a custom filter. Okay, so one of you can verify in your data model how do you add it. Okay, how do you define them, those custom filter in SuccessFactor. Okay, then we can go further. Okay, so this is a task for you. Okay, people who have not seen, you can check it out. Okay, so the next one is related to the relationship. How do you define association between uh, two objects? Like let's say job code or location. Okay, let's say one to many. Okay, you want to make a relationship. This is again a practical question. Unless you have not seen the system, you cannot answer it. Okay, ideally these questions will be coming in a certification, but interview questions, I don't think someone will be going through that deep unless and until it's a hands-on question. Okay, because I have given one interview from a German-based company. So there they have given me a system rather. Okay, they have asked me to check and show me in the system. Okay, if that kind of tough interview is happening, okay, then you will be supposed to answer this as well. Okay, but it's better to have a hands-on. Okay, so that you can answer it. So there is an option when you go to your data model. There is an option also one to many association element. How do you add it? What is the source? What is the destination? Okay, you can do that as well. Okay, so this is something I will recommend. Go to the XML and review all these fields. Okay, otherwise very difficult to answer them in a certification or an interview. Very rare probabilities get very rare, but certification they may ask these questions. Okay.
And from front end, configure object definition is the option.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Definition.
configure object definition from a front end point of view. Yeah, right. So that part I will be coming into in the next session. Okay, where I will talk about the transactional HR. Okay, so where I will talk about all kind of transactions and all. So there you will be getting all these answers. So today as we're focusing on the data model only, all of my answers are aligned with the data model. Okay, so that is the answer. But when you go to the HR transaction or admin transactions, definitely there are shortcuts. Okay, you can also get these answers there also. Okay. Okay, so now this is also already we have covered. How do you modify the visibility of the fields? So I'm not. This is another category I have categorized, but the question is similar only. Okay, so how you do it? Same answer. You have to change the visibility, view, none, both, everything. Okay, so that is the same question. Now, this is also a very similar question from a data management point of view. It will be always an inactive.
I think we lost you.
Same here.
Yeah, same here.
How many sessions do we have in a week for preparation of interviews? Do NILADRI define any path line? As I came late in the session.
Not sure, Sama. Actually, it wasn't discussed. Let's see the calendar on his website. Just checking.
Hello.
Hi, NILADRI.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sorry, actually, I got disconnected. There is a power frequency fluctuation here. Okay. So can you see my answers? I have prepared these answers. I will be sharing this with all of you in the platform itself, but this is more granular. Can you see the difference between corporate data model and succession data model?
This is
So
nice.
you have,
Because water
yeah.
was moving and the flowers are getting stuck.
That's your line.
Is anyone saying something?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So from a overall, suppose if somebody will be asking a difference, not only the definition you have to tell, okay, but also there are certain aspects. Okay, so whenever there are, this is a comparison I have done. There can be similarities, there can be difference as well, right? So this is something you can tell to the interviewer. First of all, definitely the definition is very important. What kind of data you will be dealing with, okay, in succession data model and in the corporate data model, right? Then you give the example, okay. So in corporate data model, you'll be dealing with a department, division, legal entities, job, pay structures, and all. But in the succession data model, you'll be dealing with a date of birth, nationality, job title, compensation. These are different objects, right? Similarly, what are the data elements in corporate data model? You can tell foundation objects, but here primarily personal information, job information, all these details, right? So that is something. There are similarities as well. So here also we do have a country specific. Here we have a country specific. Just a comparison. I have done it. Okay. Most important, another difference is your dependencies. What are the modules it is impacting? Okay. So your corporate data model will be impacting recruiting, compensation, okay, overall employee central definitely, right? But your personal or succession data model will be impacting all of your talent modules like your performance management, people profile, okay, more or less similar to that, right? So So this difference list I will be sharing with you. Okay. Other than that, I have prepared many more other questions, but I'm categorizing them and in the process of categorizing them. So today mostly data models are covered. Okay. So in the next session, similarly, I will be categorizing different another category day after tomorrow. Okay. And we will be having a similar kind of a session. Okay. So there are some general concept as well. Okay, so this all will be uploaded into the platform. Okay, it will be uploaded into the Employee Central, not hackathon, but the course. Okay, so hackathons are your typical live sessions. Okay, but I will be uploading it into this one. Okay, course. Okay, so course is known as Employee Central subject. In this, if you go to the interview series, okay, so there will be a section called interview preparation.
I think we lost him.
Again,
Lost.
yeah.
Can't hear you, Niladri.
And
Yep.
I think it's a power failure over there with NILADRI.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear now? Can you hear us, Niladri?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can
I
hear you
can hear
now.
you.
Yeah, you're back now. Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
Yes. Yeah. So I was saying, was it okay? The preparation, because it will help you definitely kind of an interactive session. Okay. I would like to any change or any suggestion in the next session. Any specific topic or you want Nameplate Central to be discussed?
Till now, it's easier to recall what we have learned till now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So we will be having specific sessions for workflow, business rules that will be having specific topics because those are a very important topic. Okay, we will discuss that as well. And in some of the interview session, I will also show you some screenshots as well because sometimes people cannot visualize, okay, while answering it. Okay, so what I realized today, okay, so I will put that as a screenshot if possible. Okay, so that you can reconnect with the concept as well.
NILADRI,
Oh, yeah.
in our next session, which topic do we cover?
Which one?
In our next session, which topic will you cover in this preparation?
So in the next session, we will be going with a workflow. Okay. So today we talked about the data model. Okay. So next topic will be workflow. Then I will talk about business rules. Then I will talk about the integrations. Okay. This is a sequence I will be following. Okay. Some of the questions are already there in the platform. If you want, you can also in advance you can prepare those questions. Okay, but this live session why I'm conducting is people do not go through these questions and do not answer them, right? So for that reason it is a kind of like a interactive sessions I'm conducting, so that it's a kind of a reinforcement for everyone, so that it will be helpful for your preparation for your certifications as well. Okay.
Okay. Will you upload all this today's session on the platform, and this track 10,
Yes, I
the
will.
video
I will.
will be replaced with the today's session?
Yeah. So what I will do in the track 10, so below the data model, I will be updating the video as well as today's PowerPoint. Okay, the PowerPoint which I was using. Okay, that also I will be uploading here. Okay, so you will be getting question and answer for everything. Okay, and it will be very helpful for you.
Sure. Thank you, bhai. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. And I think Priyank also had joined. So Priyank, for your information, recruiting I will be starting on the Thursday. Okay,
Thursday.
so
Okay, just send me the
wait for that.
session, NILADRI. Yeah, sure.
I will send
Same
the
time.
invite. I will send the invite according. Or most probably yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sure. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Niladri,
Thank you,
any
everyone.
plans
Thanks for joining
of
in.
static learning interview process?
SAP SuccessFactors learning, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have. So that so at present now Friday. Okay. So I will set the invite accordingly. No worries. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks everyone for your time. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Yeah.